Good morning and once again welcome to my YouTube channel, Maths with Ease by Mr. Kamotho. And in this video, I want us to respond to, or rather explain example 3 of graph 7. And we are still continuing to solve nonlinear equations simultaneously and graphically, or rather nonlinear simultaneous equations graphically. And we are told that here is the graph of y is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 5. It's not there. We need to construct it. And before we construct it, we are given the range of x for the values of x from 0 all the way to 5. And the first thing is that we should have the table of values. Let's have x and y. The equation is here. Y is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 5. And the least value of x is 0. So when x is 0, what is the value of y? We simply substitute 0 here, and we get 0 minus 0 plus 5, y is 5. When x is 1, what would be the value of y? Substitute it over here. We have 1 squared is 1. Minus 5 times 1, which is minus 5. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 5 is positive 1. When x is 2, substitute here to get 4 minus 10. That is 4 minus 10 is minus 6. Minus 6 plus 5 is minus 1. When x is 3, let's see what happens. We have 3 squared, which is a 9, minus 15. 9 minus 15 is minus 6. Minus 6 plus 5 is again negative 1. What about when x is 4? When x is 4, we have 16 minus 20, that is minus 4. Minus 4 plus 5 is positive 1. What about when finally x is 5? 5 squared is 25. Minus 25, that is 0, plus 5, y is also a 5. The first thing is we construct this graph from 0 all the way to 5. And let us see. We have our graph paper here. Let's have our y axis. And then the x-axis, and then the x-axis here. There we go. From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are the values of x. What about the values of y? The highest value of y according to the table is also 5. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have 0 there. When x is 0, y is 5. When x is 1, y is 1. When x is 2, y is negative 1. When x is 3, y is negative 1. When x is 4, y is 1. When x is 5, y is 5. Now we should come up with a curve that is talking so much about this is now our curve, and we name this curve y is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 5. That is our graph. Now this, by drawing suitable straight lines on the graph, solve these equations, giving your answer to 1 decimal place. And we have 3 equations to be solved. The first one is 0 is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 5. And what do? We just have to write the equation given, which is y is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 5. And the equation to be solved, of course, the trick is similar terms should be in one column. And this one is x squared minus 5x plus 5. We can say ideally the equation to be solved is exactly the same as the equation given, only that we have 0 there. So we are not balancing the coefficients, they are already balanced, and the only thing we need to do is now to consult the DAS and see whether we are dealing with the same signs. We are dealing with the same signs of the term that we want to eliminate, which is positive, and therefore we are subtracting the two equations. Let's have y minus 0 is y, x squared minus x squared is 0, minus 5x minus 5x is also 0, 5 minus 5 is also 0. So in a nutshell, we are having an equation y is equals to 0. And that equation y is equals to 0, that is now what we should be able to plot in the graph. We should be able to plot in the xy Cartesian plane. And the line y is equals to 0 is normally the x-axis, because this is the line y is equals to 0, which is horizontal. If you are talking about y is equals to 1, then this is another horizontal line. But y is equals to 0 is this line. And you can see already, even if you were to construct a graph, that line, probably use a different color for the purposes of solving the question. We would still draw our line on top of the x-axis, and that is our new graph. And our new graph there, it cuts the original graph at that particular point, and it also intersects there. So for this one, you can already see that x is equals to already you can see the point of intersections will give us the values of x. So you can already see that x is equals to 1.1234. So for this one, x is equals to 1.4. And another possible values of x is this one, which is 3.5. X is equals to 1.4, and this is 3.12345. 3.5 or 0.6 thereabout. Those are the solutions of part A. Don't forget there is part B, and part B we are going to solve it under here, just below part A. So let us have part B. Again, the same process continues. The equation given, y is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 5. The equation to be solved, 0 is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 3. Again, the coefficient of x squared are the same. We do not need to balance anything. We just go directly to subtraction because the signs are the same. Y minus 0 is y. X squared minus x squared is 0. Minus 5x minus 5x is also 0. And 5 minus 3 is 2. That is now the equation we need to construct, or we need to draw in the xy Cartesian plane. Y is equals to 2. And what we need to do now is just get to our graph and identify our line y is equals to 2, which is here, and we draw the graph. After we draw the graph, we then identify the point of intersection. This is the line y is equals to 2, and we can already name it. This is y is equals to 2. We forgot to name this line, which is y is equals to 0, or rather the x-axis. At that point now, we need to identify the point of intersection. We can already see this is one value, which is 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. For this one, x is equals to 0.7. And the other value of x is just here, which is that way, 4.1.2.3. X is also equals to 4.3. Those are the two solutions of the second equation. And finally, the third equation, we still do the same. We bring the same kind of approach, whereby the equation given is y is equals to x squared minus 5x plus 5, and the equation to be solved as 0 is equals to x squared minus 4x plus 4. Again, the coefficient of x squared are balanced. We don't need to multiply anything with any equation with a constant. So we go ahead and do the subtraction, because again the sign is the same. Y minus 0 is y. X squared minus x squared is 0. Minus 5x minus 4x. This is now negative x. 5 minus 4 is 1. So we have a new equation, which is y is equals to negative x plus 1. And this is just what we need to construct there. This is the equation we need to construct. And for us to construct this one, probably we need a small table here, whereby we have x and y. When x is, let's say, 0, what is y? Y is 1. When x is, let's say, 2, y is minus 2 plus 1 minus 1. When x is 4, minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. I think those are just enough points, because we are talking of a straight line. 2 points are enough. When x is 0, y is, let me use a different color, y is 1. When x is 2, y is negative 1 there. When x is 4, y is negative, let's say negative 3. We have to identify there is a negative 1 there, a negative 2 there, and a negative 3 there. The values of x going down. When x is 4, we have y as a negative 3. Now, what we need to do is now come up with a straight line that is joining all the three highlighted points, and let us see what happens. We have to come up with a straight line, and already we can see what is happening here. You can see what's happening here, a straight line, and there we go. This is y is equals to minus x plus 1. If you look at it carefully, you would see that it is just joining the points at one point. So it is a tangent. It is a tangent to this curve. You see, it's a tangent to this curve, joining or touching the curve at this one point. So the values of x in this particular aspect is just x is 2 and y itself is negative 1. It is the tangent. And as you would be able to see, the graph shows solutions of x is equals to negative 2. That is, it touches x, the curve, at only one point, not negative 2, but positive 2. That is the sole, the single value of x, because it touches the curve at only one point. Then the solution is just 1. X is equals to 2. If it did not touch the curve, the original curve, then we would say that it has no solutions. That is very important. When it is touching at one point, it is a tangent, and the solution is just 1. X is equals to 2. And that is what we have there. Thank you. Make sure you follow me, subscribe, and of course share, and let us meet in the next video.